What's good, folks? RFG is back at it today, and I'm here today to go over this information regarding the Kundalini activation within the human body. Okay, this is supposed to go on across the whole earth during the second sun's full return. Okay, so I like to do the introduction with the Om vibration. Okay, just get the mood right, get the energy right. And before I get started, I just want to make this key point. Okay, in your good book, it talks about the Bible, and it talks about the God of the Bible destroying the earth by way of flood. Okay, so when the God of the Bible destroyed the earth by flood, that was the first time that the so-called world ended. Okay, when you had a situation where hundreds of millions of people dying. Okay, and how was that flood caused? It was caused by rain. It was caused by rainfall, excessive rainfall, right? So there's a notion going around that one of the names for Satan is Rain Man. Please do your research, folks. One of the names for Satan is Rain Man. Rain Man. Okay? Rihanna made a song paying homage to Rain Man. Why do they call Satan Rain Man? Because Satan is the God of your Bible that brought about the first flood. Okay, the major flood that wiped out most of the goddamn world population. Okay, through the rain. Rain Man. You see? The same Rain Man who wiped out over half of humanity at one point through the flood. You see, that's the God of your Bible. Okay, Rain Man. You know what I'm saying? Satan. Okay, so in your good book, it says that the second time the world is going to end, it's going to end by fire. It's not going to end by water this time. It's going to end by fire. Okay? Now, many people believe that it's going to be by nuclear warfare, or it's going to be multiple asteroids hitting cities across the world, but RFG is here today to tell you that that is bullshit and that is not going to happen. Okay? Now, I will say there is a possibility of certain locations, of certain cities getting hit with nuclear weapons. What I'm saying is not all major cities are going to be hit with nuclear weapons. That's not going to happen because the global elites still need a certain amount of slaves to work for them. You know what I'm saying? The global elites are parasites. They have to have certain groups of people to work for them, to do slave labor for them. Okay? So they cannot destroy the entire earth, the entire planet. They can't do it. Okay? So in Revelations, when it talks about the world being destroyed by fire the second time, Father Time, okay, the great parasite that you call Father Time, the God of your Bible, Set, Saturn, Chronos, Satan, he's referring to the Kundalini fire. Okay, they're referring to Kundalini fire. Okay, the fire of life. I want everybody to go purchase the book, The Biology of Kundalini, The Fire of Life, okay, by Jana Dixon. Okay, go read it, go research it. All right? Very, very deep information here. And this is referring to the return of the second sun. Okay, the second sun coming close to the Earth's orbit again. This is what this is referring to. Now, let me explain how this Kundalini thing, okay, is supposed to be activated within us. Now, the great teacher Bobby Hemmett, he made a great point, and he stated that the Kundalini is a blue flame. It's not a regular flame. It's a blue flame. But see, he didn't go into really further detail on why it's a blue flame. Okay. Now I'm gonna break it fully down and explain to you why the Kundalini flame is a blue flame. You see, the Kundalini flame is right here down our spine. You see the serpent right here, that serpent energy. You see, when the Kundalini is activated, when the sun hits a certain gland in our brain, hits the pineal gland enacts another gland in our brain, okay, which sends the energy, the electromagnetic energy down our spine, and it secretes a fluid. It secretes the spinal fluid, okay, within our spine. And it can go, the spinal fluid can go from liquid, okay, to gas to fire. Okay, the spinal fluid can go from liquid to gas to fire. And I'm going to show you how this is done. Okay, it is all done by the carbon, okay, by the carbon that is in our bodies, that is in our blood, that is in our cells. The carbon in our cells is going to be chemically rearranged by the radiation from the second sun. Okay, and when this happens, we are going to become one with our Kundalini flame. With our Kundalini flame. There is literally going to be a fire that is going to be activated through our spinal cord. Okay? It's gonna be connected to our pineal gland, the second sun, and our spinal fluid. It's gonna enact the carbon in our spinal fluid is gonna enact a blue flame. Now let's go ahead and prove this. Okay? Let's go ahead and prove this. Now, you say a blue flame is impossible, right? So if we get any kind of gas stove, or we get charcoal, right? If we get some charcoal, or we get a gas stove, right? And we light the goddamn flame on that gas stove or that charcoal, the bottom base of that fire is going to be blue. The bottom base of that fire is going to be blue. You see? And you know why the bottom base of that fire is going to be blue? It's because you used carbon. You used carbon to enact that flame. So all flames that are carbon based have to be blue. Okay? Okay, and if you think that's bullshit, the first stars that were birthed out in this galaxy were blue. They were blue because they're blue flames. They are carbon flames. The original stars are carbon flames. So as above, so below. Okay, we are all our own form of a miniature star. We are all miniature stars. So when the second sun activates our carbon, causes our carbon to go through a biochemical transformation, okay, which is a form of a DNA upgrade. When the second sun activates that carbon within our spinal column, okay, it's going to chemically cause the liquid carbon to transform into fire carbon, okay? And this fire carbon, when it is activated in our spinal column, it's going to act in the same way, okay? You see a fucking hot air balloon. You see what happens with the fucking hot air balloon? You see? And this is the real definition, or the real scientific explanation for Merkaba activation. All right? This is the scientific explanation for Merkaba activation. Okay? And this is all going to take place when the second sun gets close enough to Earth orbit. All right? Okay, you have the blue flame, the blue stars the blue carbon stars that were birthed out of the galaxy. Then you have the blue flame inside of us, which is the Kundalini, okay? The blue flame enacted by the carbon, by the liquid carbon, being activated by the radiation from the second sun, you see? And when the carbon is ignited into flames, it's blue. It's fucking blue, folks. Just like if we were to light the flame on a fucking stove, it's because we use the gas. The gas is liquid carbon, okay, which makes the blue flame. All right. This is also tied to sexual energy. It's also tied to sexual energy. Okay. That's why, you know, when a man or a woman has an orgasm, it feels hot. It feels excessively warm. It feels hot, like somewhat of a burning sensation. That's the goddamn Kundalini energy. When you have a new bright idea that is profound, that is the Kundalini energy rising. When you stand out in the sun and you're working out, okay, that is the Kundalini energy rising. Okay? Okay? But when you give another life and you have an orgasm to give another life, to put another life in the womb of a woman, okay, that is the Kundalini energy going down. That is the Kundalini energy falling. That is a piece of your life force leaving your body. All right? Okay? That is a blue flame. Okay? And this is why they have a strip club. I believe it's in Atlanta, and it's called the Blue Flame. You see, because they want you to waste your blue flame. They want you to waste your Kundalini. You know what I'm saying? The whole porn industry and the mainstream music entertainment industry, they want you to deactivate and they want you to waste your Kundalini energy. This is why you can't see one goddamn commercial without seeing a woman's ass or a woman's breasts. Okay? They want you in complete animal state and they want you to waste your Kundalini energy. All right? Well, you know, RFG is about to give you that information. Okay, so you could think of your Kundalini energy as something sacred. You can hold it sacred. Okay? So you can tap into Godhood. All right? All right, so this whole thing is tied into the chemical makeup of carbon. That is what causes the Kundalini energy to be depicted as blue. And when it is hit with the second sun's radiation, it causes a blue flame to be ignited, the same blue flame that we see if we light up a stove, okay? Or if we use charcoal to start a fire, we will see the blue flame at the base of that flame, okay? Okay, so anybody calling that far-fetched is out of their minds, okay? And, you know, I love I love when we get to these segments, and I like to say, you know, the nail in the coffin, but you know, this without a doubt is the nail in the coffin for anybody calling this information pseudo. Okay, this is an African shaman conducting his form of magic, his form of voodoo. Okay, and you know, us indigenous people here in the Americas, we've been indoctrinated and brainwashed so much by the mainstream media and by the miseducation system that, you know, we have forgotten who the hell we are. You see what I'm saying? We used to conduct these rituals just like the African shamans, you see, just like the Buddhist monks. All right? And now I'm getting ready to show you the real fucking power of this Merkaba, this Kundalini energy. This man is standing on a fire. He's sitting on a fire and he's not getting burned, folks. You guys see this? He's in the flames, folks. He's in the flames, folks. He's in the flames, folks. How do you explain that? Oh, I forgot. It's pseudo. It's pseudo. Ladies and gentlemen, he's dancing on the goddamn flame, and he's not getting burned. But you see, the fire grows when they put more matter in it. Now you see that the fire is growing when they put more matter in it. See what I'm saying? But when you reach that godlike mindset, when you reach that godlike mindset, okay, you reach a totally different vibration, totally different frequency. Now, when you read the people's comments, okay, most of the calcified people and a lot of Caucasian people down here were trying to say that it was bullshit and CGI, but that's bullshit because they don't have any evidence to back their claims. You saw the video, you saw the man jump in the fire, you see all the people around him. See the whole goddamn village around him. Okay? This is godhood, folks. This is what you were taken out of, folks. See what I'm saying? The indigenous here in the Americas, this is what we were taken out of. We were taken out of godhood. See what I'm saying? And we were sucked back into bullshit religion. You see what I'm saying? When a motherfucking pastor can talk about his God all the fuck he wants. Shit, I want to see Jesus give your ass the power to walk through fire. I want to see that. I want to see that day. That's what I want to see. I want to see, you know what I'm saying, your God give you the power to levitate, okay? Like this Buddhist monk is getting ready to levitate and use his Kundalini energy to levitate. You see, you can use the Kundalini energy to not only become one with the fire and become pyrokinesis, because pyrokinesis is something that's very real, okay? And it's all by becoming one with your carbon. You see, when your carbon is enacted, okay, by enacting your Kundalini, the heat from fire, you will become one with that heat. You will become one with the heat from the fire. Okay? All by enacting your carbon. Okay? Becoming one with your carbon. You can become one with the flame, folks. With the flame. Because the blue flame exists in you. Okay? Right now, we have all the chemical components to become a fucking energy weapon. All of the chemical components in each carbonated body can be used as a fucking chemical weapon. As a goddamn weapon. Okay? So can't nobody tell me this is bullshit. So let's see this Buddhist monk use his Kundalini energy to achieve godhood.
And you can tell me if this is true or not, is that you have power of levitation. And as a magician, this is something that I'm fascinated with.
Your magic is fantastic, but we're not the same the Buddhist meditations.
Yes, I understand. I know you don't want to teach me how to do it or tell me any of what you do, but maybe I could just witness it.
Jesus ain't gonna get you here, folks.
You can put a very far away. You show me.
Father time ain't gonna get you here.
I've been, but I will try one time.
But serpent wisdom will.
I need you back. If you still close me, Yeah, my energy doesn't know. Yes.
Okay.
See, he fucking up his aura field. He told him to get the fuck back. You fucking up my aura field. Oh man.
Right now he's saying his mantra. It's the real deal.
This is what they took you away from, indigenous folks. This is what they took us away from. Took us away from godhood and gave us a fucking Bible. Uh-oh.
How is he doing that? Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this?
Is it Jesus? Is it Father Time? Is it Cronus? Is it Saturn?
I don't see anything.
Or is that your motherfucking chi? Or is that your Kundalini? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's get real. You know what I'm saying? Let's get real. You know, Jesus, aka Jupiter, aka Serapis, aka Zeus, and his father Time, they ain't gonna help you achieve godhood because they don't want you to get to godhood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Father Time ended the world the first time by water, by the flood. You see what I'm saying? But then he turns around and says wrath is a sin. Okay? Then he says the second time it's going to die by fire because he knows your Kundalini energy is going to be enacted when his second son returns. And those who are awake, those with light hearts, their carbon is going to be transformed. It's going to be chemically altered. Okay? And when the radiation hits your carbon, your blue flame is going to be enacted. Okay? And this is going to be the fucking result. Okay? Just like you see the hot air balloon has to be enacted by the fucking fire. You see? But you see the bottom of the fire has a blue flame. You see? Has a fucking blue flame. That's why the first stars that came out in the galaxy were blue. Okay? The balls of blue flame. The carbon flame. You see? And if you don't have your carbon in order, if you don't have the chemical components to deal, if you don't have the chemical components in your body to deal with the Kundalini fire, this is what's going to happen to you. You see what I'm saying? Spontaneous human combustion. Spontaneous human combustion. That's right. It's either spontaneous human combustion or it's Merkaba activation. Okay? Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You see, most of the people that are conducting themselves in a parasitic manner across this world, okay, they are of, you know what I'm saying, mostly of Caucasian descent. Now, that's not to say that all Caucasians are bad or damned, you know what I'm saying, because there is a small portion of that group, you know what I'm saying, that does have the black dot, that does have an active pineal gland. But you know what I'm saying? If you can go out in the sun and you can get a suntan, you know what I'm saying? And you're on alkaline foods and water, you know what I'm saying? And you got nothing but love in your heart. Hey, you're straight. You're straight. I'm talking to that group, okay, that completely destroyed fucking nature, that went across the world and enslaved all the indigenous people, raped, robbed, and you know, stole their land and tried to give them disease and lied about their identity, lied about their history, and stole everything from them. This is what you got coming. All right? And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who gets offended. Like I said, oh well. This is what you got coming. Spontaneous human combustion. Okay? Our ancestors take no prisoners. The universe is taking no fucking prisoners. You understand? Okay? What happens in your body when you have a disease or a parasite in it? You get a fever. You get a fever. Okay? You get a fever. Okay? And the white blood cells destroy the fucking parasites, okay? The blood cells destroy the fucking parasites, okay? And the same thing is getting ready to happen on this earth. Everybody with acidic blood. And what do I mean by acidic blood? I mean, you're supposed to have acid in your stomach to break down your foods, yes. But when I talk about your bloodstream, that's supposed to be in an alkaline state, something above a 7.0 pH, okay? If it is below a 7.0 pH, that means you have acidic blood. And if you have acidic blood, you are going to be destroyed when the second sun makes its way back. And if you think it's bullshit, just look up these many instances of spontaneous human combustion. This is when the human body does not know how to handle and is not chemically built to support the Kundalini flame. Okay? If you think it's bullshit, right here you have spontaneous combustion on the goddamn Illuminati cards. Okay? Spontaneous combustion right there on the Illuminati cards. And because they know what's getting ready to happen, folks. They know what's getting ready to happen, folks. This is why you got devils like Bill Gates, okay? Bill Gates getting funding to block out the sun. Right here. Harvard researchers begin work on Bill Gates funded project to block out the sun with geoengineering. You see that? You see that? Okay? You can read into this yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk out of my ass. This is why you see NASA has their own fake cloud generators. I heard a lot of them are in Mississippi. They have to have them all over the country, folks, not just in Mississippi, because they're putting these clouds out everywhere. And what these clouds do is they follow the heat of the sun. They are created to follow the heat of the sun. So they're like heat. They're heat guided. Okay, they're trying to stop us from having our carbon chemically altered and chemically upgraded by the second sun. This is what they're trying to stop. Okay, this is what these bastards like Bill Gates. This is what they're trying to stop. Okay, and the fire is the spirit, man. The fire of our Kundalini is the spirit. You see, the soul sits in the pineal gland, but the soul sits in the heart and the pineal gland, but you see, the spirit is a vessel that is used to transform and to transport the soul. Okay, so you have the fire signs in the zodiac, which are generally depicted as signs with a lot of spirit, with a lot of energy and a lot of spirit, a lot of energy, a lot of zest, and a lot of spirit. Okay, because fire is recognized as the spirit. A substance that is used to transport the soul, okay? Transport the consciousness. Now, right here you have earth. That is a depiction of energy that is much more logical, much more practical, much more mundane, and much more tied to everyday earthly matters, okay? Dealing with physical matter, physical substance, the earth. Then you have air, tied to intellect, tied to intellectual intellect, mind, the brain. You see what I'm saying? The brain, the thought process, brain power. You see, thought power. You see, We're going into the age of Aquarius. It's all about what is the motto for Aquarius? I know. We're going into the age of knowing. Okay, we're moving out of the age of Pisces, of belief, into the age of knowing. Okay, air, all tied to intellect and brain power. Then you have water, which is tied to emotions. Okay, it's tied to intuition. And the aspect of spirituality that is tied to belief, intuition, and emotion, okay, and feeling, okay, that is water, okay, and every single one of us, I don't care what date you were born on, I don't care what your sun sign is, we have all the signs inside of us, and we all use these energies in different aspects in our lives, and that's what a natal chart is so important. That's why a natal chart is so important, okay? Because it shows how each one of us has these signs aligned in different areas of our life, okay, that make us the unique individual that we are, okay? Okay, so that basically explains, the Kundalini energy in a nutshell. And, without a doubt, it shows you that it is 100% real. Okay. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shamans, and walking through fire, or Buddhist monks, levitating, if it was all hocus pocus bullshit. So, with all that being said, I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's the chosen one, man. I'm out.